Welcome to the Bill Patterson Coaches Show, sponsored by Bill Utter Ford. Coach, glad to have you here today.
Hey, we're excited to be here.
Well, I got a few questions for you. Talk a little bit about this year's team. First question I have is, give us a quick perspective of the team's experience compared to last year's team that went to the first round of the playoffs.
Well, you know, each team's different. Each year's a separate team. You have separate players. Sometimes you have new coaches, new offense coordinators, defense coordinators, things like that. But I think the experience that was gained last year, making the playoffs and winning 3 of our last 4 games, really helped this team and will help this team in the future. And it kind of showed them, you know, you don't give up, you play hard through the whole year, and good things will happen to you.
All right. Well, tell us a little bit about the sophomores on the varsity this year, and what are your expectations for them? What do you expect them to accomplish?
Well, we have, I think, 5 sophomores on the varsity this year, and we're expecting them to come through in a positive manner, you know, and help us. We've got one playing on defense. We've got a couple playing on offense, and so we feel like that with their experience, you know, from a very successful freshman team, that'll help them some. But it is a big jump. It's hard for a sophomore to come up and help you play much and help you much.
And what kind of leadership are they going to have with the juniors and seniors?
Well, I mean, you know, the juniors and seniors are who you look for to provide leadership. We have a good senior class and a good junior class, and so they're not. We probably won't look for the sophomores as much as for leadership. It's just kind of finding their way.
So we're in District 7-5A. Who do you see as being the heavy hitters? Who do you think is going to take?
You know, a lot of people think it's Coppell, but I think it's South Lake Carroll. I think that Coach Watson's got a really good football team this year. I think they've got a good Kenny Hill, the quarterback's back, you know, that played as a sophomore. He's a junior now. I think defensively they're well coached. I think Coppell will be up there. I think Denton Geyer, even though they lost 8 Division I players, I think Denton Geyer's good. And I think everybody else, including Northwest, the Keller School, Saginaw, we're all about the same. So I think it'll be a battle like it was last year.
Well, we're 1-1 so far in non-conference play. Last week, headed into Allen, national ranked team. You know, what were your thoughts? What do you take away from that game last week?
When you get beat 59-0, not much. I think that's we took away that we've got to play better. You know, we played good early in the game. We had some positive things happen in the first quarter. And, you know, into the second quarter, went in at halftime down 24-0, you know, and but could not get anything going on offense. As the game wore on, we kind of wore down, had too many 3-and-outs on offense where we couldn't get a first down. Defensively, though, it's your job to hold them, and we didn't do that. There's a reason they're number 1 in the state. I mean, they're 3rd nationally, and they have a really good football team. But I think we helped them along the way. Had 3 turnovers in the first half, had too many penalties, made some alignment mistakes on defense, didn't line up right to some of the stuff they had done. So, you know, we've got to do better.
So those things you worked on this week?
There's no question. The mistakes, you know, like I told our players, you know, we were our own worst enemy. You know, it's not, especially in you know, pre-district, you know, non-conference play, as you said, you know, but, you know, we're working on getting ourselves better and not, you know, necessarily the opponent, you know, eliminating turnovers, eliminating penalties, you know, and creating turnovers. And we've played 2 games now, we have not got 1 turnover, and that's not very good for defense. So, and we are 1-1, and you know, face a tough Midlothian team this Friday night.
So let's talk about Midlothian. What are your expectations for Friday night?
Well, you know, I think we need to, number 1, eliminate the mistakes, the turnovers like you talked about, or like I talked about earlier, the penalties. We've got to eliminate that. We've got to get lined up right. We've got to establish some kind of running game. You know, we rushed for 54 yards against Allen. We're not going to beat many people doing that. So we've got to do that. And, you know, like I said, the big thing is we've got to take care of our mistakes our team made, you know, and eliminate those mistakes, and then we'll see what happens.
Any key personnel matchups for Midlothian this week?
You know, I think they've got their quarterback's a junior like ours, like Dre's Lawless. He's a good runner. They've got a running back that runs the ball well. Defensively, I think they'll put some pressure on us. They saw some things Allen did, you know, that hurt us, and I think they'll come back and try to do that. So, but the matchup, I think the big matchup will be our offensive line against their defensive line.
Gotcha. First home game of the season. Pretty excited about that?
Yeah, our kids are excited. We're excited. We've had to get on the bus and go a couple of hours, you know, even though it's not very far, it's just the traffic when you go. And I think it's, you know, we've drawn well at NHSTV Stadium, and we're excited about, you know, Friday night being at home. The weather's gotten cooler, which is a big help to everybody. I mean, that's an exciting thing.
So make sure you bring your jackets out Friday night for the big game against Midlothian. Coach, thanks for coming on our show. We appreciate it.
I look forward to this every week, and I know it's going to be at a good time you and I'll have throughout the next 10 weeks.
Awesome, fantastic. From NHSTV Studios, NHSTV Sports, I'm Jeremy Rawe. We'll see you guys next week.